Coming up on West Side Stories, Battle Creek recently passed a new hands-free driving law. Could other Michigan communities follow suit?
Plus, butterflies are back at Meijer Gardens. We take a look at how they prepare for one of their biggest events of the year. And check out how one local organization is helping to empower women and children affected by cancer through the use of henna. All that and more next on West Side Stories.
West Side Stories is produced by students from the Multimedia Journalism program at Grand Valley State University. Support also comes from the School of Communications. Inspiring thought, perfecting practice.
Welcome to West Side Stories. I'm Preston Donikoski.
And I'm Mackenzie Sorrell. The city of Battle Creek is cracking down on distracted driving with a new hands-free law that prohibits any cell phone use behind the wheel. The ordinance comes in the wake of Governor Whitmer's push for Michigan to become a hands-free state. Reporter McKenna Pariseau looks into why Michigan officials are finally pushing for distraction-free driving.
Currently, Michigan's texting ban can impose fines up to $100 for drivers who are suspected of texting. But Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer believes this is not enough to prevent fatal crashes.
Now, of course, you cannot navigate the road if you are looking at your phone. So in addition to better roads, we need safer roads. Car crashes are the #1 killer of our young people. It is time for Michigan to join the 16 states that have passed hands-free laws to keep our roads and our kids safe.
Now, in Battle Creek, any driver caught with a cell phone in their hand will automatically be issued a ticket. The new ordinance gives police more flexibility in pulling over distracted drivers. Officials say fewer distracted drivers means fewer crashes that can have deadly consequences.
My son is forever 17. He's not 22 like he's supposed to be right now. He's forever 17. With him being gone, his friends that came out of the woodwork, I mean, he befriended the kid that was always being bullied or picked on. I still have his cell phone. This is the one he had in his hand when he got killed. But we keep it. And we keep it as a teaching tool to show kids that these don't care whether you live or die.
Jacob was a senior at Kennewick Hills High School in June of 2016 when he was killed by an oncoming car while he was texting behind the wheel. His father said he almost immediately felt a call to action to prevent future crashes like Jacob's.
It came to me, it was like instantaneously. It was actually stay alive, don't text and drive is the message that we brought across. I'm an advocate for the state of Michigan, but I've spoke to thousands of kids about it. But if I can save some family from going through this grief.
The Frablers are just one of the many families who have lost a loved one to texting and driving and are now pushing for hands-free legislation.
I got to tell you, all the hearings I sat through as a legislator, there was nothing that amazed me more than parents that could channel the loss of their child into a crusade to protect other people's kids.
But the crusade to protect people's kids is not always met with the action parents are hoping for. Some residents worry new hands-free laws could be too broad and leave citizens vulnerable to police interpretation.
And what we have right now is you're not supposed to text and drive. But who's to say if I pick up my phone and, oh, I'm not texting, I'm just making a phone call. So I just told the law enforcement, I'm making a phone call. I just beat it. The hands-free law that we want, phone in your hand, it's cut and dry, it's done. And there's a lot of states that have this. Battle Creek coming on board with that, I love it. Law enforcement want this. Fire departments want this. You wouldn't believe what they say about this stuff. They are tired of burying kids.
Because states have really had it. They've run out of good ideas, and now they're just looking at harsher enforcement because they don't know what to do to get people to actually stop.
Some think issuing more tickets is not the answer. I spoke with Driving Essential CEO Bob Davis via Skype, who says the solution could be in simulation technology. Davis thinks new driver education programs will reduce distracted driving for the biggest at-risk group, teen drivers.
But experienced drivers have experience to rely on, so we decided to make sure that the teen program started from the very beginning of car control and car physics all the way through judgment. It really comes down to judgment. So we had to take the software training capabilities we had on the simulator and try to get them in front of the kids in their homes. And we thought developing on Xbox was the best way to do that.
The interactive program lets teen gamers navigate the virtual road, encountering the same kind of roadblocks they could experience in the real world. It is the emotional connection to the gaming experience that Davis says sticks with teen drivers and better prepares them for the real thing.
So to keep it in a competitive gaming mode, we have a life bar across the top of the screen that starts at 100%. And as you drive, anytime you do something that was inherently risky, your life bar goes down.
Along with demonstrating the dangers of the road, the simulation also educates teens about distracted driving in a very sobering way.
As you go through in driving essentials and you're in the distracted lesson and you have some type of a crash, you end up going through a lot of the consequences and you end up face-to-face first person with the judge that talks about how you caused the crash by being distracted. And it's a very sobering scene because you think of maybe getting a ticket, but you don't think, man, if I'm texting and I do something wrong, I'm really in trouble now.
Some question if implementing new laws will be enough to keep drivers off their phones, an issue that, according to the National Highway and Traffic Association, claimed more than 3,000 lives in 2014.
I have used my cell phone before while driving, whether it be like changing the song or just looking at a text and quickly replying.
For like maps, probably mostly, but I'm not gonna lie, I've used it to text before.
Of course. Just texting, pretty much.
I think it'll be hard to get younger people to follow rather than older people.
It will be a deterrent for sure. How effective depends how well it's enforced.
But could Driving Essentials XE solve what lawmakers have long failed to do in teaching people how not to drive distracted?
I think that would definitely be more effective than just the law that was passed in Battle Creek, because then you're actually like put into that situation and can see like the damaging effects. So I think that would definitely be more effective.
Yes, but I think that people get really comfortable, like once they start texting and driving, that they get really comfortable with it and they just do it more often. So
it's an issue that officials across Michigan and even the country are trying to fix. For someone like Jim Frabler, however, it's an issue with an easy fix. Don't drive distracted.
Get the phone out of the hands in some of the states where data has been collected. Yeah, it has saved lives. People who drive distracted or text and drive, you're pretty much an organ donor because it's a matter of time they'll catch up to you. Might not be today or tomorrow, might be a long time, but in Jacob's case, it got him really quick. So.
Jacob Frabler was just one of the 3,000 lives lost to distracted driving in 2014. And it appears his father's message of stay alive, don't text and drive is finally forging some Michigan legislation. In Grand Rapids, I'm McKenna Paraso.
Battle Creek's newest hands-free law is not the first of its kind, and it won't be the last. In February, 3 new bills limiting cell phone use were introduced in the Michigan House of Representatives Transportation Committee. One of those proposed bills would limit drivers under the age of 18 from using their phones for any reason while behind the wheel.
A new nonprofit organization called Henna Crowns of Courage is asking you to help continue their unique way of supporting women and children affected by cancer. Reporter Elizabeth Barnes introduces us to the organization's founder, Amanda Gilbert, an artist with a unique talent.
I came to her and I was like, let me do a beautiful crown on your head and let me make you look like an Egyptian goddess. And so it was a lot easier for her to like laugh and let it go.
On February 28th, the nonprofit Henna Crowns of Courage took over the Bob in downtown Grand Rapids, inviting people from all over to witness the powerful acts of henna themselves.
Henna Crowns of Courage is a nonprofit that promotes health and well-being and beauty to women and children who have lost their hair to chemotherapy.
To help these women and children dealing with hair loss, Henna Crowns of Courage uses the art of henna to decorate the crowns of their head with a personal and elaborate design.
Henna itself is a 5,000-year-old art form. It goes back to Egypt. It was brought over to India during trade. It is meant for blessing. It is meant for transition in your life. It is meant for healing, and it's meant to be temporary, to remind you that everything in life is temporary.
Gilbert says her love of sharing henna with others began when she started practicing the art on her friends. Then one day she decided to work with someone she didn't know.
Did this on a stranger that wanted henna, and they opened up to me, and I realized how cool it was that I was having such a great, deep conversation with this stranger.
From there, the project took off. Gilbert then reached out to Beautiful You, a salon located in Comstock Park that specializes in working with women who are going through cancer treatments.
I asked if I could come in and start doing henna on cancer patients, and it was there that I realized that I could really make this into a ministry for women.
As more and more people were being asked to be crowned, Gilbert said she knew she wanted to keep expanding. From there, she decided to create her 2017 Art Prize project.
I was like, I want to do something. I feel like I need to share these women's story. How come nobody's talking about this? How come cancer seems so taboo to talk about, yet it is so prevalent around us?
One great benefit that Gilbert says is patients receive a community, as each crownee is added to a chat room with other women who have gone through the experience.
They can laugh, they can cry, they can, when they can't always do that with their family members or their friends, they can talk to people that truly understand what they're going through.
Jennifer McKay, a Crown of Courage crownee, says the experience with Henna Crowns of Courage was amazing.
It was an absolutely amazing experience. Cancer treatment was very difficult to go through, and losing your hair and not feeling well, and I didn't really talk to people about my experience until after the crown.
McKay said she felt like the crown was a turning point for her and has been able to help her connect with other women and children going through the process.
By sharing what helped me, what didn't help me, how to better be prepared for their battle ahead of them, and so it really was an amazing, truly amazing experience.
Gilbert says there are many ways she would like to grow the project further. With a larger staff, she would be able to expand and reach more women.
I'd like to get into hospitals, really. I'd like to be able to send artists into hospitals to meet with people while they're getting treatment done, do henna designs on their heads or on their hands, going to the children's hospital.
By reaching more women and children, Gilbert says she has found her calling and wants to keep crowning more and more people.
Like, this is my purpose, to really bless these women here, because it not only blesses me, but I can bring that for them.
The money that was raised at the fundraiser will be put towards reaching more women and children to be crowned. In Grand Rapids, I'm Elizabeth Barnes.
If you or someone you know would like to be crowned, Gilbert says you can reach out to her online at hennacrownsofcourage.org.
With spring just around the corner, we can soon expect to see the 3 B's again: birds, bees, and, you guessed it, butterflies. We now take you to Eli Ong, who explores Frederik Meijer Gardens as they prepare their annual butterfly exhibit.
Located off of I-96 on East Beltline, Frederik Meijer Gardens offers Grand Rapids area residents a view into tropical climates right in the heart of West Michigan. According to horticulturist Laurel Gott, the Fred and Dorothy Victor Butterflies Are Blooming exhibition is an annual attraction that features species of butterflies from all over the world.
So my job this time of year involves receiving all the pupae that come from all over the world, and then we take them inside of our observation station where they're sorted, inventoried, checked for health, and then we pin them all up and hang them in our emergence area where they emerge as adult butterflies and get ready to fly in the conservatory.
Pupae is the scientific term for insects in between their larva and full adult stages, aka chrysalises. Each year, Frederik Meijer Gardens orders around 7,000 of these pupae to hatch in the tropical conditions of the exhibit. This is a major attraction for local residents like Craig Anderson, who likes to come to Frederik Meijer Gardens to draw butterflies in his free time.
So I started drawing a couple years ago just as a way to slow down and pay attention a little more to the world around me. It's really relaxing to me, plus it's a neat way to explore things that you might otherwise pass over. You pay attention to different details that you might not see otherwise, and actually it helps you remember places and experiences a bit better when you interact with them like that.
While Anderson uses the Tropical Conservatory as a way to take a step back and take in the world around him, Gott feels the warm temperatures of the conservatory are a major attraction for local area residents.
I think the thing that people enjoy about this exhibition is the warmth. It's a little bit of early spring. So you get to step in here where it's 85 degrees and it's green and it's lush and you just get to have butterflies fly all around you. It's a very transporting experience.
Public relations specialist Aaron Zasich feels that the ability for local area residents to escape the dreary weather is another major draw to the butterfly exhibition.
I think what people like most about this exhibition is to be able to escape kind of the gray. Winter's been going on for many, many months, and so to come in here, be surrounded by these lush tropical plants is great, and on top of that, seeing something that they don't get to see very often, to watch these butterflies fly around, it's so beautiful, and to watch in our observation station as some of them emerge, our visitors will get to see that, and that's really special.
Jonathan Wilson, DTE Energy's Regional Public Relations Manager, agrees that the ability to see so many different butterflies in the Tropical Conservatory without wallowing in the winter weather is a winning combination this time of year.
Oh, I love the butterflies. I think they're really cool, very pretty, and I enjoy the nature, and I enjoy getting out of the winter elements for a few minutes as well.
Many different butterflies are a part of this experience. In total, there are 60 different species from 5 different continents that will roam the Tropical Conservatory. For example, some of the staff and visitors' favorite species are full of exotic colors and patterns.
I love all the butterflies, but the one that is the most memorable is probably the common morpho. When its wings are closed, it's brown with eye spots, but when it opens its wings, it's the most beautiful iridescent blue that you can't find anywhere else in nature.
I really like, it's called the emerald swallowtail, and it's bright green, and just that color is so vibrant. I love that one. And then I also love, it's called the common morpho. It's bright blue on the inside, so it's just very flashy and fun to watch. They definitely kind of dance around.
So I don't know the particular names of the types of butterflies, but there's these really big blue ones that are amazing to look at, that have been flying around following people, and I've been trying to get pictures of those.
Moving forward, Frederik Meijer Gardens will continue construction on their property as they prepare to open a new welcome center through their Welcoming the World, Honoring a Legacy of Love capital campaign.
From Grand Rapids, Michigan, I'm Eli Ong.
The Butterflies Are Blooming exhibition will be open at the Lena Meijer Tropical Conservatory from March 1st to April 30th. So catch the butterflies while you can.
It's widely known that Grand Rapids calls itself Beer City, USA, but some who are not from Michigan may wonder why. Reporter Savannah Bressman takes to the streets of Grand Rapids to see how Beer City, USA celebrates craft beer.
With the amount of craft beer breweries in the area, you may think Beer Month is only about beer. However, Kate Leto of Experience GR says that they try to make Beer Month extend further than just craft beer.
We try to get a bunch of different industries and stakeholders involved, from the restaurants to the Friends of Grand Rapids Parks, and of course the breweries and everyone in between.
Leto says one of the aspects of Beer Month is involving restaurants around Kent County, otherwise known as the Cool Brew Hot Eats portion of Beer Month.
So we have over 40 participating restaurants that participate in the Cool Brews Hot Eats aspect of it, and that is local area restaurants that are offering dishes either cooked or paired or both with local craft beer.
These restaurants may use Beer Month to bring in customers, but Christina Emmerich of Rose's Restaurant says Beer Month means more to them than just bringing business in.
As a restaurant, that is an opportunity for us to showcase not only our chef's talent and the ability to cook with the different beers, but to have a little more community involvement in Beer City.
According to Leto, most of the participating restaurants pair their dishes with a certain craft beer. Emmerich says that one part of preparation for this month involves a lot of beer tasting.
It is a really hard task of going through and tasting lots and lots of different beers. It's a true hardship.
Emmerich also says that on a more serious note, there is a lot of preparation that goes on besides just tasting craft beers.
It's so much fun preparing for this. So some of it is meetings with our beer reps from our from the different distributors and going through, doing tastings, and then doing tastings with our chefs as we plan out the menus for the month.
Rose's restaurant had 2 different dishes that they added to their menu for Beer Month this year.
Our brewery chicken here, which is going to be a Amish chicken breast that is lightly breaded. We are making a reduction sauce out of our pear and black lager, doing a twist on a classic Cuban. So we are slow roasting the pork and a little bit of citrus and the Brewery Vivant Ski Patrol. We are then making an aioli with that same beer and citrus combination. So we're really double layering those flavors.
Restaurants around the city may have created new dishes for this month-long celebration. However, during Beer Month, certain breweries also brewed a special beer, otherwise known as tree beer.
Participating breweries brew a special beer that has a tree component, so maybe it's aged in a wood barrel or it's like a cherry or juniper, something like that. And then the participating locations make a donation to the Friends of Grand Rapids Parks.
Lido says this partnership has been around since Beer Month started, and it has been quite a success.
So they've been doing this for a couple of years. They've planted over, I think, 140 trees now with those donations. So they like to say, drink beer, plant trees, and then the actual brewers go out and plant the trees in Riverside Park.
Lido says that the trees from this year's Beer Month should be planted in the fall. And even though Beer Month is over, craft beer can be celebrated all year round. Reporting in Grand Rapids, I'm Savannah Bressman.
Beer Month is over now, but you can still collect stamps to add to your Brusader passport. You can find them by asking a participating brewery or by using the app Beer City Brusader, available in the Google Play and Apple app stores.
Spring break is right around the corner for many public schools in West Michigan. If you're planning on staying in the area and consider yourself a history buff, reporter Austin Marsman's got a unique place you might want to visit.
A building that once housed prisoners is now a home for history. The Old Jail Museum in Allegan, Michigan is a one-of-a-kind museum featuring donated artifacts with connections to Allegan County, which includes a former jail.
I've been volunteering for close to 3 years now, and I love history. The Old Jail Museum was built in 1906 and went till 1963. It was the Allegan County Jail. It was Michigan law back in that time when it was built that the sheriff's family lived here. So the sheriff's wife was in charge of the laundry, and she cooked their meals besides her own families.
The jail housed every offender, from the small-time traffic infractions to the murderers and the thieves. During the jail's operations, it had a few breakouts. Historical Society Vice President Mark Lovett shares the story of one.
So, some years ago, a couple gentlemen that were residing here decided that they wanted to be on the outside rather than on the inside. So they devised a plan to go out this window and then scale down the building and escape. And I don't know how they got through these bars, but somehow or other they were able to. And they got on the roof, which is just outside here. And once they got out there, the one gentleman apparently decided that it was too far to the ground to jump down. So he hunkered down on the roof. And the other guy dropped to the ground and took off. And it took them, I think, a day or so before they finally caught up with him.
The jail isn't the only exhibit you can see at the museum. There's also a lawyer's office, a medical infirmary, and even a dentist's office exhibit. One of the exhibits that's full of history would be the military room, named for Civil War General and Allegan resident Benjamin Pritchard.
And we have all kinds of different war memorabilia in here, artifacts, and they go back to the Spanish-American War, World War I and II, Korea, Vietnam, and all this has been donated. I find this a very interesting room, but I like military history and just the weapons, and we have some memorabilia from Frank Duzma. His family donated, and he was killed in Vietnam, one of the first in Allegan County to be killed, and he's very decorated, a lot of medals. We've got swords, guns, just supplies. Bullets. We have things that people might not think of, like a Cracker Jack box original because it was quick and light and easy to carry around for a snack. Just a lot of different things in here.
Admission is free for the museum, but donations are appreciated. There are thousands of artifacts ready to connect you to your history during your tour that could last from half an hour to nearly 2 hours. Reporting from behind bars in Allegan, Michigan, I'm Austin Marsman.
If you'd like to check it out for yourself, the museum is open from 10 to 4 on Saturdays. For more information on the Allegan Old Jail Museum, go to alleganoldjail.com.
And that is all the time we have for today. I'm Preston Donikoski.
And I'm Mackenzie Sorrell. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week.
West Side Stories is produced by students from the Multimedia Journalism program at Grand Valley State University. Support also comes from the School of Communications, inspiring thought, perfecting practice.